Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, the show that inspires, educates, and empowers you through life's transitions. And each week on this show, I bring on the coolest, most awesome, amazing CEOs, entrepreneurs, authors, experts, and truly life changers who come on this show to share their stories of transition with us and how they've come out on the other side successful. And this week, I am super excited to bring on my new friend.
Yeah, we're already friends.
Abby Gibb.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Great to meet all of your fans.
So welcome to the show. And this is Abby Gibb, my friend and guest. And Abby is, let me tell you a little bit about Abby. For more than a decade, Abby traveled around the country as a TV journalist working on every major network. She won an Emmy for an in-depth investigation work into child sex trafficking, which is a huge issue that I don't think enough people know about, how massive it is.
It's huge, yeah, unfortunately.
She has interviewed presidential candidates, worked the red carpet, and tried fruitlessly to stay warm while covering Arctic snowstorms. Yeah. Now that is dedication. Abby is now media director for Business Nitrogen and is committed to helping women where she empowers you to become the very best version of yourself while helping your clients fall in love with you and your business. She knows about and is passionate about the craft of storytelling, and she helps you tell yours. And I want to share this part. She has had quite the journey being broken up with, and she's going to share her stories with us. So welcome to the show, Abby.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you here.
Thanks so much.
It's so great. All right. So first, before we get into her story, I want to share the two things that we always share on our show, which number one is our theme for the week, which is how to write your story, life, and business on purpose. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And our intention for the week is I have today to be kind and take no shit.
Mm-hmm. Take no shit.
Because that's Abby's line. And we're going with hers this week. Don't you love it? What a great intention. I have today to be kind and take no shit.
Yep.
So write that down somewhere, anchor it in. All right, so
yes, love.
Abby, I don't even know where to start. We're
already friends.
So many questions, yeah. So Abby's been here about a half an hour, and we have been chatting up a storm already. Yeah. She basically interviewed me on her live feed already. So now we get to turn the tables a little bit, and I get to ask you so many questions.
I'm ready. I'm in the hot seat.
Okay, so first and foremost, will you share a little bit about your story, how you got to be doing what you're doing? Because you have a unique talent, and we have a lot of symmetry in our background.
Gosh, we do. I had no idea the amount of what?
Yeah.
We are sisters. It's crazy.
Sisters from another mister.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I tell the story of how whenever I'm speaking from a pile of no's. And it's one no after another no that's given me the perspective that I have.
I love it.
And it's through that messiness, right? And the heartache and the pain that's been a really big teacher of mine for the past decade. Mm-hmm. And it's only recently that I have found love and joy as my greatest teacher. Mm. And it's been a really beautiful transition for me to love and accept love and joy, believe it or not.
Yes.
To let that be a teacher and a motivator, and to thank the pain and struggle that I have faced. Not to say I haven't had such a beautiful time in the past decade, but it's been tough. I'm not going to lie. And to learn to say thank you so much and honor that journey, and to also stop that pattern and that way of learning and working through my day in life and learning through love and joy on a daily basis.
I love that.
That's been where I'm at right now. True story.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, there's so many pieces of that I just love. So, all right. Well, can you take us to?
You want to go back? You want to time machine it a little bit?
I do want to time machine it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll time machine it.
So you started out.
Yeah. We can start. Why don't we'll pick a place to start. We'll start at where journalism was, which is amazing.
Yeah.
As a TV journalist, if you can tell, I like to talk. I've not found a camera I don't like.
Yeah.
I was a TV journalist since I was 21. I actually was here in San Diego at San Diego State.
Yeah.
And I tell this.
Hello.
Hi,
we both
everybody.
went to San Diego State.
I'm telling you, this is crazy already. So I was sitting in Del Mar, drinking a glass of wine, watching dolphins play. All
Nice.
true. Did not own a pair of closed-toed shoes, had never been in the snow. Got my first job in Idaho Falls, Idaho. Half of my family never sent me a card because they sent it to Iowa because they didn't know that there was an Iowa. Yeah, they didn't know. They didn't know. It's, by the way, just it's a different state. So I'm driving the next day and I almost hit a cow on the way in and I start crying. I pull off on the side of the road and mom goes, like, it's okay. No one's going to judge you if you want to go home. Like, you can go to another, maybe Bakersfield is lovely this time of year. And like something, right? And I said, I made this commitment and this is what I really want to do with my life. And that was the first catalyst of realizing, like, no, when you set an intention, not only does it happen, but you have to follow through with what you asked for. So, so I had this amazing career. I'm not going to lie. It was fantastic. And I met everybody possible. And I got to fly in all these fancy things and drive these fancy things. And it was very hard and scary, everything possible. And at one point, as you said, I won an Emmy, which is amazing only really because I helped to change a state law of how we look at Johns and the prevalence of child sex trafficking. And so that's all great, right? That's all fine and great and dandy. And she was mentioning a little bit foreshadowing about the breakups that have happened. And the first big breakup that happened for me was actually, I was engaged at 24. And he unfortunately became an alcoholic and became abusive. And so that unfortunately happens to more of us than we want to be honest about.
Right.
And I thought that happens to other women, right? At the time I was on TV, everybody knew I was getting engaged. I had the wedding dress in the basement, like the whole 9 yards. And I also knew that I honestly couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. And so it was very close to the wedding. And
I was going to say how close.
Like 3 months.
Wow.
So the wedding invitation was supposed to go up the next day. And that was the first big piece for me as I look back of learning through pain in a positive way and realizing that I always will choose me first.
Yes.
And so I literally ran out of the house. And
runaway bride, girl.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, at 24. And then
But what a lesson for everybody. You know what? It's never too late to change your mind.
It's okay.
You've got to do what's right for you.
You got to pick you.
What you did.
You got to pick you. Yeah. And so that was the first piece. And then I got sick. I had Lyme disease and I didn't know that. So I actually contracted it during that time. But I'm also here to tell people that Lyme disease is not something that many times you get the bullseye. Actually, most of the time you don't have any of those initial symptoms. You'll see the tick. You'll know that you got bitten, but you won't really feel anything. And so I didn't know. And so it took me until I was 29 to be diagnosed. And so during that time, it ravaged my body to a degree that I thought no doctor knew what was wrong. They thought I had cancer over and over and over again. And we could tell stories later about just how bad it really got, right?
A client who has Lyme disease.
Yeah. It's gnarly, as we say here in San Diego. Yeah. So that really helped me with the breakup of my body to start to understand and get in tune with myself and really start the journey of nutrition and that process. And then eventually it became, my career broke up with me and it wasn't the right fit anymore. And that happened recently within just the last 2 years of doing that, leaving that industry and knowing it wasn't the right place for me anymore and starting a media company.
Yes.
And it brought me to this point. And like I said, it's been a long journey of learning of this pain and these frustrations. And as I said, these pile of no's. And so now I honestly can sit here and say I'm learning through friendships and joy and happiness. And I'm so emboldened to give permission to everyone else to not only own the stories that they have. These stories, I tell you, I've obviously so many, and so do you at home. To own our stories is so important, and learn from them and thank them and let them go.
Yes.
And let them go and move forward in writing new stories, new chapters.
Yes. I love all of this. Because you embody everything that I stand for too, and I love that you are such an open book, and you're sharing your pain, and that's the thing. When you don't share, because I didn't share for a long.
Me too.
Long time.
I lived in so much shame, and the madness of being well adjusted to a world that expects us to
Right.
be so well adjusted in shame.
Yes.
I didn't, many of these things, not to say that I didn't learn a lot, but these are things that were happening for me,
Yes.
not to me.
Yes.
They were
I was gonna
happening
say that.
for me. And so why would I be shameful
Right.
of them? Look at how much I've grown from them. And you know, I think that's why you probably love her, and why we became instant friends, because you know, we want to hold space for people that are around us to never live in shame of their stories.
Right. Right.
To learn from them and love
Right,
them.
right. And when you share your story, because I want to talk about you, how you've crafted this art of storytelling for
Yeah.
people, because it is a gift. And I help my clients in a different way, but when you share your experiences, you give other people permission to do the same.
Yes.
And it's through that being vulnerable and being brave enough that your strength really lies. And
Ooh,
where
so
the
true.
healing is by being able to do that. And once you share it and start sharing it, you start to realize how much love and support is actually out there, and not judgment and shame. That it's the pressure we put on ourselves. That
So true.
what are people going to think? What are people going to say about me? How is this going to look? And
Who will,
Yeah.
And really our greatest fear, when we look more past that, I think our greatest fear is that we will not be loved,
yes,
that we'll lose connection. We're tribal people, right? And so we're
Yes.
afraid we'll get kicked out of a tribe, or maybe we've never really felt like we've been in a tribe, but it's frankly only because we've never really been seen. We've never been allowing ourselves to be seen because we had all this shame about something. And so we never really truly connected in the first place, so that was mine personally. Like, I felt, okay, if somebody found out about X, Y, or Z story, I mean, I have been, frankly, and I look at this now, I don't mean to sound facetious, but I have been blessed with a lot of really crappy stuff.
yes,
So a lot of heavy, tough shit.
Yeah.
and
totally.
and I didn't share it on TV because I was this TV personality, and I felt that I wouldn't be loved. And so I never really entered into deep connection with people.
Yeah.
Because I never let them really see me. I used to tell the story that when I was dating these men, I think they were dating the idea of me.
Yes.
Right? What they saw on TV. And I would wake up in the middle of the night and retouch up my makeup.
Yes.
Hashtag I woke up like this. And so that I would always have this persona, right? So that no shoe would drop. And
Right.
it's not a life.
I know. I
It's not
kept
a
up
life.
the persona too.
Yeah.
And you know what? I just thought about something too. We both worked in the television industry
Right.
with a lot. You worked in news, you were a reporter. And so if you know television, 90 some odd % of the news is negative anyway. And if it bleeds, it leads. That's how they start the news. And it's always that. And so we had all this energy around us too, which you can't help but take in. Then that that starts leaking into your life. And now I'm not saying anything negative about it, but so now you're building businesses and helping women build their story, to tell their story of inspiration and motivation and for connection, right?
Yes.
Right?
No, you're totally right. I mean, our media and marketing company is, of course it's my baby. So I think it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. But what I love is that I empower women, especially. I mean, I empower men too. We have male clients, but I empower female entrepreneurs to understand both sides. So in their personal life, to truly start to unlock their stories and love their stories, and also the identity behind those stories. Even today, I had a fantastic client, and she has been a multimillionaire. She's like 55, and she's starting another company, which I'm so proud of her. She could have just relaxed, and she said, no, I feel this new calling, this voice calling me towards this next stage. And she broke down in tears when we talked about the fact that she's going to have to break up with the identity of everything that got her to this point. Is honor that path, thank that woman, and then step into this new role, because that person can't go forward, right? And so that process and helping my clients in that way is so fun. And then on the other end of it, it's having them unlock their true story, because Without stories, we can't sell. And there's nothing wrong, by the way, with selling. If you're the very best at what you do, then you want as many people. I mean, Diane is incredible at what she does. So she wants to make sure that as many people as possible hear your message and know that they have today to get it done, right?
Yes, yes.
And so in order to do that, we don't buy anybody. We don't know, like, and trust anyone because of the facts. Oh, Diane's the very best. She's an incredible coach. You should go and work with her. No, they buy based off of how you make them feel. And the only way we feel is through stories.
Yes.
So you have to understand your story in order to sell. And then that's how you get your audience to love, right?
Yes.
So I help in twofold. I get so, can you tell, I get so excited about it.
It's so true, and it's so fun. And people see themselves through your story. When you're telling story, they can visualize themselves in that. It's
absolutely
a very different experience, and they feel that connection.
Yes.
Like, oh, she's just like me.
Right. I mean, we say that there's 4 major types of stories when you're starting to craft your message in the business sense, right?
Yeah.
And the biggest and most effective one is the, oh, I got you, the I've been in your shoes story, right?
Yes.
So the way that you really connect with someone is you have to physically move them. They have to be moved. They could laugh, they could cry, they could have chills, but they have to be moved. And the only way to move is to feel the connection of, I feel you, I know this feeling, and then offer them the hope of where they want to transition to. And you're showing them that I'm already there and I am the bridge between what you feel and what you hope for.
Yes.
And that's the true effective story for stories, as we say, story selling, in your business.
Well said. Perfectly said. It's so true. Okay. So tell us, how you.
Can you tell we're just like, we could just talk about that.
I know. It's so fun. Give an example of what somebody who's thinking about doing this for the first time, like who's your ideal client?
Oh,
do you have?
Yeah. I mean, she's you, to be honest.
Well, hey,
I'm not gonna lie. So typically for our higher end coaching and our agency, I work with 2 types of people, but for the higher end agency, it's you. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
So Diane is somebody that is extremely successful. She's very clear on what she wants. She knows, we call it your avatar, your ideal client. She knows exactly who she's speaking to already. She's already built a small tribe. It's a growing movement. She sees herself as a movement maker, not just a leader, but a true movement maker.
Yes.
She understands how to turn pain into purpose. She lives her life with intention. She lives through example, and she understands that she has a message that is she knows that she doesn't know what she doesn't know, right?
Yes.
So she's willing to ask for help. She's willing to go out and to continue to learn and continue to broaden herself, which is why she comes to me and our agency, and then we just rock it out from there. So I just think about the type of people, and I just click with all of my high-end clients quickly because they are the people I'd want to hang out with anyway. Right? They end up always being my friend because I believe 1,001% in them. And I just think how lucky it is that I get to be a greater light for them, that I get to help shine and take them from what was already an incredible platform and then really raise them up with every resource possible and really hone in. It's fun.
It's great.
Yes, I told you. It's so easy because this is it.
Yeah.
That's my ideal
amazing.
client.
That is awesome. All right. So if somebody is in a difficult situation, because they are in
they're
difficult.
human.
Yes, they're human. And I want to touch on something you said. We all go through this, and you said something that I say all the time too. Nothing's happening to you; it's happening for you. So if somebody's in a broken, like they're about to break up with some part of their life, what would you say to them right now to help them through this process?
Well, first off, just let it be messy. First and foremost, let yourself feel the feels.
Feel the feel.
Feel the feels.
That's yourself quotable.
let yourself be messy. I tell the story. Of course, we have so many stories, but I tell the story of what does almond butter, Target underwear, and making 6 figures have in common?
Almond butter, Target underwear, and making 6 figures. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm totally stumped.
Yeah, but they all happened for me, yeah, and got me on this journey 2 years ago, right?
Okay.
So it's one of my deepest and darkest points, and one of my favorite spiritual teachers, Michael Bernard Beckwith.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so he talks a lot about how pain pushes until vision pulls.
Yes.
It's one of my favorites because I couldn't possibly think of something better to say than that. So I sat there on the kitchen floor and I was crying in my Target underwear and I was eating almond butter and it was very messy. It was so messy, you know, and I knew that I had this voice and this talent, and I had spent making now the 3rd show that I had gone all around to get produced, and it was brilliant, and I believed in it, and I had the financial backing, and everything should have happened, you know, and it wasn't going to work, and I was stuck.
Okay.
I was stuck.
Yeah.
And I cried on the kitchen floor, and my comfort food is almond butter. And I don't just I take a spoon and I just straight up with it, okay? And I don't know, I'm also morally opposed to pants, perhaps. So I was just I was just in my underwear. Hanging out on the kitchen floor, and I let myself be really messy, and I continually asked myself, what is this trying to teach me? Not anything of why me? Oh, I know this has got to be a huge lesson. What is this trying to teach me? And then I saw very clearly what I'm doing now, right? I saw this happen, but I realized also, we talked, I think, offline. I don't think everybody got to hear, but I speak about how God is definitely a woman, and she's a beautiful Black woman for me personally. And she comes to me with these hands that are huge and beautiful, and they have calluses, and she puts them on my face and she calls me baby girl. And so I'm sitting on the floor, and she just puts her hands, I can feel it, and she says, baby girl, you are a queen, but you cannot build a kingdom on sand.
Yes.
And I just sat with that and was like, okay. And I knew in that moment what that meant.
Wow, that's so powerful.
Yeah, I knew what that meant. And it meant, that the doubt, right? The mental game wasn't there, that I quit too soon, that the only answer that I had was that I quit. Yes. I quit too soon. I let those no's, right? That I told you in the very beginning, I stand on a pile of no's. I wasn't standing. I let them cover me. And that's okay. I'm okay. I'm here to tell you that happens for us, right? That we are strong women. And yet I had some no's that covered me for a while. And so I knew that's what she meant. I also knew that she meant that I didn't have the business skills, that I had the vision. I knew how to do amazing content creation. I obviously love cameras. I know how to speak, but I didn't know how to build a business around that. And I had to be very humble and say, hey, I don't know. Yes. I realized that I don't know what I don't know. Yes. And
that's powerful.
Yeah. And that was the sand. That was the sand. So I was only could get so far because I kept falling in. And from that moment, I said, thank you so much. And I felt her hands reach out, and I said, I will let my hands be of service. Leave my eyes to learn and my hands to serve. Let them be of service. And from that moment on, she took my hands, and it's been this beautiful journey. I shit you not, this is how this has gone. And very out of the blue, of course, I met my now business partner, David Asarno, who's just an incredible human. And he's the business side, you know, and taught me in a throw me in the deep end Titanic kind of way. Yes. Crash course, got an MBA in the last 2 years, and I can't believe how much I know, right? Yes. ROIs and P&Ls and everything else that I help my very heart-centered clients about. And it's been this beautiful process of learning the business side and giving me that true foundation, and then also knowing that at the end of the day, this is because I'm here to serve. Yeah. Yes. So I don't really worry too much. I can't go wrong. If my heart's in the right place, then it's going to be fine. Oh yeah. Right.
You can't go wrong.
You can't miss your purpose. Right. If your purpose is to love, how could you mess? You can't mess it up.
You can't mess that up.
So that's my answer to you. It should be messy. Yeah. To be messy, and then honestly ask, and then honestly listen. Yes. What is this trying to teach me? And not so that there's pain and then it becomes a lesson or becomes joy later on. I also realized this very profound moment. My father was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the same time that my grandmother was in the ER, and my uncle went into the ER all at the same moment. Okay.
Wow.
Within 3 days. Yeah.
Wow.
And so one side of the
Wow.
country, my half family was with the youngest brother, and my dad's the oldest brother, right? So half the family's with the youngest brother in the hospital, and then our other half of our family's with my dad, who's about to go in for brain surgery, and they wheel him down. They wheel him down the hallway in the ER, and I'm his baby girl, you know.
Yeah.
I'm his everything. And he puts his hands up and just gives a peace sign, as I remember seeing the peace sign is down the hallway. And Diane, I honestly don't talk about this one a lot, but I didn't know if I was going to have my dad, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was going to have my dad. And I swear on everything I have that in that moment, I felt her come back and say, baby girl. And I knew in that moment that even if my father's physical body didn't come back, I knew there was a resounding joy that I write about that could never be taken from me because it was never given to me. It's only to experience at any given moment.
Yeah.
And so I ask that, if you're in this pain and it's pushing you, that resounding joy is there.
Yes.
And maybe that the pain is actually joy.
Yeah.
And where can I find that in this moment? And that's a deep thing we don't want to do. We want to have a pity party. We want to cry in our Target underwear. And I don't blame you. And if that serves you today, that serves you today.
That's the best
judge-free zone.
Yeah.
Like, you get it, girl.
The best you have today, then that's the best you have today.
Yeah.
No judgment.
No judgment. But I will tell you from everything I have in my being that you can never lose joy.
Right.
And that it's there in any moment, and that is what's teaching us. And that's what brings us here. That's what empowers Diane to offer you such great content. That's what this is.
Yeah. And I love the word joy, and my mother's middle name was Joy. So I love that word so much. I love the emotion of it. And you're right, and it's there. And it's also choice. There's a lot of what I teach is that, it's always a decision. It is always a choice, that happiness is not a condition.
No.
Joy is not a condition. These are choices that we get to make. And it's how you view what's happening. And like you said, well, even in the mess of it, you have to tap into, I've always been okay. I actually am okay right now. I know I'm going to be okay. I might not be able to connect the dots going forward, but I know at some point I'll be able to connect them going back. And I've got breath in my lungs right now. And, I truly am going to be okay. I am okay, and I am going to be okay.
I said that one in some of my toughest times. I would write on this sticky note, and I wrote $100,000. And at the time I was $26,000 in debt.
Yeah.
I wrote, I am okay. I am safe. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be safe. And I will again make six figures. And to me, that number was because I knew that I was of that worth, and I just needed to understand how to make that work again.
Yes.
And I understood that I did understand even at the time that I was safe, I was okay, that I was of worth, I was valued, and that this was all a lesson. And I asked, what are you trying to teach me?
Yes.
And it was through that gratitude and that joy that I think that's how you get to be on a solid foundation, as we talked about, that we are queens.
Right.
And we are on a strong kingdom now. And it's because of the mess.
Yes.
It's not in spite of the mess.
Right.
But also, I guess what I'm now saying is I'm learning this journey of saying, thank you for that messy time. And now I also learn through joy. I learn through ease. I learn through love.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're always going to have times in your life when you're always going to have mess. You are always going to
You should see the trunk of my car right now.
But
you're always going to.
But I think so many people, and I've said this, I can't remember if I said it on the last show or when I said it, when it's in those dark moments, my bathroom moment, that attempt on my life was my darkest moment. And it was through the most painful moment I've ever had.
Yeah.
But it catapulted me out of it. And I think so many, that's another way to go when you're feeling so low, because I get asked this question a lot,
We're so lucky to have you.
Oh,
No, really.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it's
Thank
not.
you. Well, I mean, that's why I bless that moment. Thank God.
Bless
Thank
that
God
moment.
I hit that bottom, man.
Yeah.
Because how long would I have gone on in a mediocrity of like keeping up this quiet hell and just buzzing along and humming along? And yeah, I had a roof over my head. Yeah, I had a great career. Yeah, I had all of these things.
Yeah.
But I was not happy. My soul and spirit were not happy, right?
And we get addicted to being unhappy.
Yes.
Because the fear of the unknown is greater than the fear of being this sick and alone and unhappy.
Yes.
And that is fact.
Yes.
That I didn't leave a very toxic relationship for so long because I was addicted to the conformity, to the everyday. I knew what to expect,
It was the devil you knew.
Yeah. And so I stayed. When people were saying like, oh, she could have left, like I also have such compassion, right?
Yes.
For anyone else, because that's a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here to tell you, if nothing else, that joy is there.
Yes.
It's always there.
Yeah.
And that the fear of the unknown is, of course, a fear. Of course.
Yes.
You and I are scared all the time.
All the time.
I was scared today. Like I cried earlier today. I felt the feels. Like it's hard sometimes. That's okay.
Yes. Yes.
That's okay. But look at what it catapults you into.
And you too out there, and you too, you have these huge leaps of faith and trust and feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And
never without the absence. Oh, it doesn't.
I think regret is way worse.
Oh my gosh,
than anything else, because don't get to, and I do meditations where I take you to your 80th birthday, like don't look back on your life and say, I wish I would have tried more. I wish I was braver. I wish I would have went after. I wish I would have written that book. I wish I would have asked that guy out or that girl. I wish I would have changed careers when I wanted to. I wish I would have,
I wish.
Right. Versus,
I tried. Hey guys, like I made 3 TV shows that failed.
Yes.
Yeah. But I tried.
And I fail every freaking day.
Yeah.
I fail every day.
I run a media company and I had a video today that we now have to go reshoot for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
It still happens. And I mean, people fly me all over the world to do what I do. And I still failed today.
Yeah.
Like it's going to happen. That's the other big piece I would say. If somebody's in their toughest, you were asking me this and I'll come full circle here. If somebody is going through their tough time personally, I would say feel the feels. Professionally, I would say embrace the failure, just fail faster. Every time you just fail faster. It is not, especially as an entrepreneur, ever about avoiding failure, because it's in the failures that we learn, but you just fail faster. Oh, okay, apparently that's not a good idea. All right, I won't do that next time. And also, we are so easy to look at somebody like a Diane who's put together, polished, has all of this, and you're sitting there like, I'm not going to get there.
Oh, hello. This did not happen overnight.
No and that's the thing. And I tell the story to many people when they say, well, how do I get to be so comfortable on camera? And I remind them very nicely that I was 21 in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and that shit was not cute. Not cute in the least. And I started in small places where I could fail and no one saw.
Right.
So go live and try, and maybe 30 people watch. Perfect. It's better than 3 million. You don't want to start at 3 million while you're figuring this stuff out.
Right.
Trust me.
Yeah. Because
it's not cute.
Right.
Stuff goes wrong.
Stuff does happen. Yeah. I saw them.
We're getting them knowledge nuggets today.
They're getting so much such great content right now. When I created this, and I had the vision, I could see it in my mind, and that was in 2013. And then I had the move, and my book didn't come out until 2016.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that the I Have Today brand has gone through like 3 or 4 iterations. Like,
for sure.
Nope, this isn't right. Scratch it, do it again. I mean, I have invested so much money in this company,
I get you, girl.
in this brand, to get it to where it is now, and this will still change, right?
Why do you feel so passionate about this brand now? this version, this iteration of what the value that you're offering?
Because I finally have it anchored in my heart.
You can tell.
Yeah. And I
From where you talk
finally
from.
know, I mean, I know my mission statement. I know my core values. I know what I Have Today stands for. I know, it's so a part of me. It's in my soul and spirit that's why. And it's for the right reasons. I would say that too, to people for your story. So a lot of people chase money, including me at the beginning of entrepreneurship.
Oh, I actually just had this with a client today. Go girl. I know where you're going with this. Preach.
So a lot of people
Preach.
chase money and you hear it all over the place where, you can start an online business, sell your product and, make millions overnight.
Yeah.
That shit doesn't happen.
And if it does, it's built on sand.
Yes.
You'll squander it. It'll go wrong.
It will.
Your relationship.
It'll go
It's why you see people that are professional athletes that then end up broke. It's because they don't understand. It's not built, it's built on sand.
Right.
Keep going. Sorry.
And no, that's okay.
Yes.
And so I went about this all the wrong way because I was getting all of this input from all of these. And I was like, I didn't know what I didn't know. I knew I didn't know a lot, but I didn't even know that I didn't know so much. I wanted I'm a hacker. I like
and you framed it around money.
And I went, I need that. I want that because listen, I walked away from a very high paying job, security, all of that stuff. And believe me, I have had, I've been broken up with, like, lots of things have happened to me and I'm still standing, but all of that is, but the point is, at some point that switch happened when I went. And it was a crying moment, and I think I was in my sweats, didn't shower, had my hair up. Like
it was
an
not
ugly,
cute.
ugly moment. It's so funny that I'm sharing this right now. And I went, what is all this for? Like, why am I here? What is the purpose? What is it that I'm trying to do? And I went way, 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 way back to the basic. And I went back to that moment when I wrote the poem and I saw the vision and I had all these things clicking. And I went, all right, I'm back to that. But what is it that I have to offer? And then whoosh, it all came out. And this is how it happens. I was able to write it all down and I had a breaking moment that got me to that. And then it was like,
I say that you break up to break through, right?
Yeah. I broke down to break through. I totally had to break down to get the breakthrough. And when that happened and I realized, oh my God, not in a negative way, but in a moment of clarity where like the clouds parted and I saw it and I felt it and I was like totally tapped into, and they were like, you went through all of this to bring all this to the world. You will affect the lives of 1 billion people. You will, like, I could see all of this stuff happening and coming in. And I went, oh my God, this is so much bigger than me. This is so much bigger than me.
You can see it on her face right now.
That
look at
I
her.
owe this. I owe this to these women. And all the money piece went away.
And then,
not that I don't need money, believe me, we do.
Right.
We need money.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But like you stand in this conviction and this truth. Yeah. And you're such a beacon. Like I can feel the energy from you. I'm sure you can feel it at home. Like it, and you're right. You stand in that and you say, oh, I am right. I let my hands be of service. I am here to serve. Right. I'm here to serve. I let my eyes learn every day and my hands serve. And it all just flows. Yes. And I'm not saying we don't need P&Ls, right? I'm not saying that you don't need to understand business. And I work specifically and only with heart-centered leaders. So I understand that that's sometimes the money switch has to happen. Yeah. We can chat about that. But you're right. When you just get back to your core value and you understand that money is just an energy exchange for value. Right. So the more she stood in that value moment and realized what she was wanting to offer, which is why she's attracting everybody, why I became instant friends with her, why everybody's attracted, because she's truly just there to serve. The money is an energy exchange for that. Yeah. And the more, and you can be trusted with it. You trust yourself with it, right? And also the universe can be trusted with it, because the more you get, the more you'll give. Yeah. Right? The greater the platform would be. And so if the universe isn't dumb, it's going to give you more. Right. Of course it's going to give you more. That's how that works. Yeah. And so it's funny that you mentioned this. So I was working with another client today, and they are fantastic. They're wonderful husband and wife duo. And they were talking about, they wanted to start this mastermind up, and it was a $50,000 mastermind. And I know that a lot of you are like, I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, how much?
$50,000.
Yeah. But if you invested $50,000 into someone and they could give you $2 million more a year, well, think about it. Would you give someone that? Yeah, of course you would, right? Yep. So that's where sometimes people are playing at. But they really wanted to build this. And I said, okay, well, let's step back, because I don't want to go one more second where we talk about money as the reason that we're building something, because the universe it does not work that way.
It doesn't.
Yeah. So we have to think about, what is the value that I want to offer? And the moment we say that and say, oh, in my customer journey of where my client is right now, right? In your business, if you build a product, or if you have a client-based business, whatever it is, oh, okay, that's the logical next step. That's what they're already asking for. And so I'm just offering more value. Do you see the switch? It's a subtle switch, but the moment you say that, oh, let me be of more service. Let me give you my precious time instead of just courses and teaching. Right. You get me personally. Right. And obviously people like Diane and I, who have invested a lot of money in ourselves as well to be coached, right?
Very much so.
So you're getting all of that coaching too. Right. So if you want that super strong 5G Wi-Fi from my brain downloaded real quick, then that's going to cost you.
It is going to cost you.
And it's a good investment. It's an investment, not a cost. And so
I totally agree.
We flipped the switch. And I could see them energetically move into that. And it might sound kind of hippie, but that's kind of how we work in our business.
And it's true, because, there's a Lamborghini, or there's a,
stacking Lambos.
You know what I mean? Both cars drive, but they're different experiences.
And they're for different needs.
And they are. And so because I come up with it a lot, I'll have clients who don't want to make that investment, and they just, because they don't see the value, then that's okay. Then I'm not the right coach for you. If you don't know that my being able to answer that question like this versus you going out to spend $10,000 to figure it out on your own is invaluable to you, then I guess then we're not a right fit. So
she lives in abundance, though, because she knows that she's of value.
Right. Well, it took a while to get here, but I, definitely realized, oh my God, this is so much about the way this works. So that's, was it Jack Canfield? He said that as soon as you hear no, it's next. It's like, don't convince somebody to work with you. You don't need that much. You don't need that.
I say this too. Yesterday I was talking with a girlfriend about this, and I was like, would you sit there with a guy that's like, yo, I'm not going to go on a third date with you. And you'd be like, well, let me write out my list of attributes as to why we should have this third date. You'd be like, no, okay, great. Good riddance. Have a nice life. I wish you all the best.
See ya.
And that's how you have to live, right? You have to live in that in your business too. Like, I wish you all the best. This isn't like a screw you thing, but it's like okay, I'm not the right fit. And the other piece is that we talk with stories, right? So we say that in general, when you're working in your business, it's the only reason that it's not working is either your hook, your story, or your offer.
Yeah.
Right? Your hook, your story, your offer. If you write anything else, write that down.
Your hook, your story, or your offer.
It's the only reason. One of those three is the only reason that your business isn't working.
Yep.
And for many people, it's understanding, oh, okay, so that person isn't the right fit for me. I wish you all the best. But you ask them the question. The price is only in question when value is not clear.
Yes.
Yeah. So that means then that we're giving you so many knowledge on this day. So the
God,
offer,
should be. You should have charged admission for this.
I was just saying. By the way, my marketing brain is like, by the way, this is free now, but she will be charging $47 for all of you having this recording. But the offer portion, right? That means your offer isn't clear, because that means they're questioning the value.
Yes.
Right? They don't see the value. So that's actually on you, boo.
Yeah.
You need to go back and look at, you're of worth, but that means you're just not being clear in your value, because that's the only reason that price is ever a question. Like, you wouldn't think about it. You wouldn't think about, of course I'm going to buy this Starbucks coffee at an crazy rate that, you could spend 50 cents versus $5.
Right.
But you see the value in it. It's convenient. It's tastes good. You like it. You like the environment, whatever reasons that you have for it. So that's not in question. So then you pay it.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's really, it comes down to that. And also then obviously having amazing people like Diane in your corner who stand in this and say, I am of abundance. I am of worth. And I wish you all the best, but you're not my person then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And that's okay because I always know that my person will be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enrolled a client. I had a conversation with her yesterday afternoon and she called me this morning, like, couldn't wait to get started. Like, you want people like begging to work with you because you are so authentic and you're offering so much value. Like, that's the kind of client you want to work with. Like you said,
Yeah.
I'm friends with my clients. Like, that's how I feel about my clients. I love my clients.
Like I say, I can't wait to work with you because I know I'm the very best at what I do. I don't want you to work with anyone else because I know I can take you there, right?
Yeah.
But then I also know that if you're not the right fit, that's because the other amazing person that needs this coaching, that needs us, is going to come forward. And you're not the right person. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. But I have to also be humble and say, oh, if it isn't the right fit, is it because my offer isn't clear? Is it because I'm not showing you the value?
Yeah.
And so you have to take a humble step back and just kind of look at it for a second. And then the other piece, like we talked about before, not placing your value in your price first, right? And building something around your price, which is hard, especially in the beginning when you're starting businesses. I know. You're like, I have to make.
You need the cash flow.
Yeah, so you're like, I'm gonna have to make X. I have to make this product X dollars so that I make X amount. I get that. I do. Remember the whole Target underwear and the crowd. Like, I get it, but you can't energetically. You can't place something in a money value and expect the return.
Right.
It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Or it won't work for very long. Yeah.
Oh my God, the show's been so incredible. Like, I could talk.
Time?
Yeah, I could talk to you forever, Abby. I just love this conversation.
You're so great.
Much. You're so awesome too.
It's a love fest over here.
Big love fest. So, all right. So, what I want you to tell the audience, I want how they can find out more information about you, any sort of opportunity you have to pursue.
Of course. I mean, the biggest thing is that I love empowering people in general to understand, as we talked about, the stories and understanding how these stories can unlock who you are for your audience and have them fall more in love with you as well, right?
Yes.
And that's the biggest thing. And I know so many people have been spending such a long time trying to figure out the right next step for their business.
Yep.
How do they get their message out more? Or personally, how do they get more clear so that they can feel more confident on camera or on stage and all of those pieces? And so, hopefully you can tell that I'm pretty authentic in what I feel that I do.
Extremely authentic.
What I offer, and I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to make sure, because obviously anybody that's attracted to your audience, I think they're going to be pretty attracted to our audience because, you're so rad.
Yeah,
so if that's something that sits with you today and you're like, I'm interested, we have free discovery sessions already that we'll offer, and we'll offer our website link so you can find us. It's businessnitrogen.com/media. It's very easy. But we'll put all that.
Say that again a little slower.
businessnitrogen.com/media.
Got it. Okay.
But we'll put the link in there for you too.
Yes.
So you can schedule your totally free discovery session. And if you mention that you are a viewer of Diane, then you'll get half off one of our mega brainstorm big sessions so that you stop wasting time and money with everyone else. And we'll see if we're the right fit. We also have plenty of options for other people to help you out. So we just want to make sure that you feel empowered, that you get the right step, that you don't waste any more money or time.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that we love to offer Diane's audience is that you can have half off, 50% off our sessions with you when you're there. And then we open the doors only a few times for our coaching, that's marketing and media coaching. And so we have a wait list. And so if you are one of Diane's friends on here and you sign up online and we get your email, we will put you at the very top. You get kicked to the very top of the wait list and you'll find out more once the doors open.
Very nice. That's very generous.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Abby.
We want to empower. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so grateful to have you here. What a great show.
It's been so fun.
I know that we'll be doing things together. I just feel
I can tell.
Yeah.
She can't get rid of me.
What I would like to say to you is that I want to offer you a chance for a complimentary breakthrough session with me as well. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put a link here in the comments section at dianeforster.com/coaching. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, you can find it on my website at dianeforster.com /coaching there as well. I think it's the same place, right? You can also see it. There's going to be a link in the podcast
Google it.
page as
You all
well.
are smart.
You know what? Yeah, really. And so you can apply for a complimentary session with me where we will break through and we'll find that one thing that you've been struggling with the most that needs the most attention now and talk about a transformation program. So,
She's the real deal.
Well,
There
thank
you
you
go.
so much. Well, so don't forget that our intention for this week for you, your intention is what? I have today to be kind and take no shit. Well, this is Diane Forster. I want to say thank you so much for being here, and we'll catch you next time on I Have Today. Take care. Bye-bye.